Welcome back to with the dreams that you're. I can't remember.
College students don't know what that is.
Welcome back, Cotter. One of the greatest TV shows ever in history. That and the Jeffersons. I loved the Jeffersons.
Jeffersons was good.
I loved Welcome Back, Cotter and the Jeffersons when I was a kid. Now that I turn them on, I'm like, I
Look it up on YouTube, kids.
Wow. Well, welcome back to another episode of the greatest pastor podcast in Payne County. I said it. All those other pastors who do shows, this is the best. Why? I think why? Because
this is the only one you listen to.
And it's 29 and some change minutes, and you can get it on Spotify and Instagram.
Not on
Facebook.
Instagram. Yeah,
Facebook.
I guess.
Snorkel.
And on the radio on Sunday mornings.
Oh, on Pete FM.
Pete 94.3.
Wow, I do like this. Well, I'm here with my my co-host, the bro with the most. I just came up with that. That was pretty witty.
That's hilarious.
Father Brian O'Brien, the pastor of St. Francis Xavier Catholic Church.
Xavier or Xavier?
Xavier. Xavier.
Why? Why the extra?
San Francisco Javier. How about
why the
that?
extra?
Xavier?
Xavier?
Xavier.
Or Xavier?
Xavier. St. Francis
Why?
Xavier.
St. Francis Xavier.
No.
Xavier? Is what you're saying.
Xavier. Xavier.
Xavier.
Javier. San Francisco
Xavier.
Javier. Let's do it in Spanish.
Javier.
Javier.
You don't say Javier.
Wow. I didn't know we were
This
going
is
to
an
get...
internal
Oh,
debate
whoa,
we have
whoa.
at the parish frequently. Just so
you know
you know.
what?
Just bringing everyone
list
into our
of the-
dirty laundry.
On the list of things that I worry about in the morning and at night
This is at the top.
It is buried below the
How is our
foundation of-
parish name pronounced? Followed up by COVID. Followed by...
financial crisis going
By...
on.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, this is...
We'll do a whole show one time on how to pronounce the name of our parish. If I called yours St. John's...
I don't...
Welcome to St. John's.
It's gone. I'm using your church.
It exists only in spirit.
St. John Catholic Student Center, also known as the
St.
little
John's.
stepbrother to St. Francis Xavier.
No, you're not our stepbrother.
We call it Rent-A-Center.
We're just helping. We're
Rent-A-Center.
just trying to help you build a building.
I know. You're doing
People
a
helped
fantastic...
us, man. We're paying it forward. It's stewardship.
Oh.
It's a life of generosity, trying to help our neighbor. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes. The answer is yes. I'm responsible for you, and you're responsible for me. That's how that goes.
Well, so can we have this memorandum of understanding. Could we just tear it up?
No.
Oh, wow.
No.
That changes everything now.
No, we still have a legal system.
Wow.
Both within the church, which we call canon law, and in our society.
Ooh.
So there.
We got it. Well,
How's your building?
Wow. Well, welcome back to another episode. I didn't realize the tides are going to turn so fast on me over here.
How is St. John's doing?
St. John's? Well, we were getting all the dirt off. I told you we had unsuitable soil. So when they built the building, 50 years ago, they didn't check the ground, and that explains why there was cracks all over the place, because the building would settle and settle and settle, and it would just...
So the dirt problem is old.
The dirt problem...
I thought it was like you have a dirt problem because you've had a building on the dirt.
Let me tell you.
50
a
years.
long time ago, 8 billion years, there was...
That's not even a song.
I just made it up. Well, anyway, it
I think
happened...
you were trying to sing American Pie by Don McLean, I think.
With the style of Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah.
But about the dirt soil problem underneath the old
College
St. John.
kids don't know who Weird Al is either.
Oh, sad day. So anyway, the
We
building's
need to have
going
like
up.
a cultural night where you and I just talk about the 80s.
Wow.
And just enlighten them.
A VH1, remember the 80s? Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, love it.
I would like to walk them through the entire 1985 Chicago Bears and why they were the most dominant football team in history.
Jeez.
And then I could run them through the lineup of the 86 Mets and the 86 Astros. And then we could talk about 80s sitcoms like Different Strokes and Silver Spoons. Remember?
Well, and Mr. Belvedere?
Oh, Mr. Belvedere and Alf. Oh, no, Alf. Remember Alf?
Alf.
Oh, there's so much.
There were some
The
classics
kids
there.
these days.
They're
So impoverished.
They didn't get to sit in front of the TV and stare at it for
And
hours on.
Saturday morning cartoons. G.I. Joe.
A shame.
He-Man.
Foghorn Leghorn.
Oh, yeah. Okay, what are we talking about?
Well, I sort of lost track. I think we took 3 different subject matters and
We covered a lot of
eliminated-
ground there in 5 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, anyway, church is going up. Sewage system's going in. Stormwater drains are
exciting.
going in.
Very exciting.
The hurricane in Louisiana has slowed stuff down. If you want PVC pipe right now,
and gas prices are up, too.
yeah, there's 3.
I went to California. You know how much gas is in California?
$4.58.
$4.62 is what my brother paid when I was with him.
Wow. Okay, tell me about your. This is what's my question. When I told you beforehand, I was like, I'm gonna ask you a couple questions.
All right.
One, how was your trip down memory lane in California?
Oh, it was so great. So I went to Sacramento, Carmichael, California.
Also known as the town of the Blessed Sacrament.
That's
Sacramento.
right, named for the Blessed Sacrament. A lot
Is
of
it
people don't know.
Sacramento or is it
Sacramento.
Sacramento.
So I went there to lead a retreat, a parish retreat at Our Lady of the Assumption in Carmichael, California. And it was very nice. I was there. So it was like a Saturday, last Saturday. But then I went, I stayed a day because I couldn't get back. I was trying to, the retreat was on a Saturday. I was trying to, when I first arranged it, I was going to say, okay, I'm just going to get the latest flight on Saturday night to be back in the parish for Sunday. Anyway, it just couldn't happen. So I decided, all right, I'm just going to stay an extra day then. So I stayed an extra day, and my brother and sister and I, Marty and Carrie.
Whoa, greatest name in history.
Girl Carrie.
Thank you.
We went to where I grew up from ages 1 to 8, and that is Stockton, California.
Stockton.
And it was awesome. We literally drove around for probably 6 hours. Our old elementary school
and $4
the
a
old
gas.
pool where we used to go. Oh yeah, we probably spent a lot of money in gas. We just drove around. It was crazy.
When was the last time
we went to my church where I received my first Holy Communion?
When was the last time you were in Stockton?
I think it was 22 years ago.
When was the last time your sister?
The reason I
there?
know that was because I went with the last girlfriend I ever had.
Oh, well, luckily that
Because she was from San Jose, so I went out one time to see her and to meet her family in San Jose.
Whoa.
And we took a day and drove to Stockton. So I was 20.
Do you want to give her a shout out on the show?
Karen, hey. What's going on? She's married, has kids. Life is good, man. Everybody found their vocation. It's all good.
When was the last time your brother was out there?
Oh, he's been there a lot because he lives like an hour and a half from there.
Okay. So this is the house you grew up as a kid?
Yes, we knocked on the door. It was great. On a Sunday morning.
Were you in your clerics?
No.
And what did the people think?
The guy who lived there, he's been there 15 years. He didn't let us in because he has a bunch of dogs, I guess.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, whatever. But it was cool. Everything was, I'll just say this. Everything was so small. When you're there, I was there when I was 6, 7, 8.
Uh-huh.
And now I'm there and I'm 45. Everything is so small. The house, I was 7 people lived in this house? Are you kidding me? I used to play basketball in this driveway. Look at this tiny thing. It doesn't even have a 3-point line.
But you also couldn't shoot a 3-pointer then.
Excuse me?
As if.
Excuse me? I've been raining threes my whole life.
Can you rain threes now?
Yes.
I don't think you can. I would be all over you. All up in your grill. You would never get past me.
Whatever.
Okay.
But anyway, it was awesome.
So good trip out there.
It was good.
But
I'm glad to be back. And I'm not going, I'm going to Reno for a Bishop Muggenberg's deal. But that's I don't have to miss a Sunday. So I'm here for every weekend now until a weekend in November. It's awesome.
You know what also happens every weekend?
Mass confessions.
Mass confessions and football.
Oh, football!
It's football season.
Yes. So when this comes out, on Fridays on the podcast, Sunday on the radio. So if you listen to it as a podcast, we don't know the outcome. And if you're listening to this on the radio on Sunday, then you do know the outcome.
But we just
I'm
can't
so
tell the
glad the Cowboys won 35-7. Just kidding. I don't know. But I'm going to the game. And I'm bringing a priest from Tulsa who's coming, Father Jack Gleason.
I had tickets, and then I gave them away.
And it's going to be awesome. What? Anytime you ever have tickets, you should give them to me.
Well, you already had tickets.
Why no? But I give them to other people.
Well, I give them away to my missionaries or students.
Oh, that's good.
Stuff. Yeah,
I don't. Going?
I scalp them. I stand on the corner. Tickets.
They need to go. Yeah, you got to pay for that building of yours.
Yeah, I know.
You know what? Here's what I think we should talk about. I would like to make an analogy
between
football.
Okay, whoa, and
the one holy Catholic and Apostolic Church. I think there's a lot of similarities.
Like flags? People in
Flags? I didn't even think of that. Let me write that down.
They throw flags and we carry them around.
I was going to say we both have flags. No, I think you could make the argument. So, okay, what happens? So, all right, so you go to an OSU game.
Come on.
Before you walk in, what happens at every OSU game? Like around, so before
tailgates,
the whistle blow. Okay, right. So there's like this
social events.
There's like
going
a
on.
ramp up.
Yes.
You know, like people get ready for it. People are excited for it. People prepare for it.
They drink.
You don't just show up at a game, right? There's a preparation.
The clothing,
now,
special clothing
is
you put on.
the preparation always appropriate, right? Special clothing, all right.
Yes.
So it's like football at Oklahoma State is a now every analogy like limps in some way. So don't
limps.
So don't.
This
when
one,
people are like, man,
this one's got 2 broken legs right now.
A football game at Oklahoma State is kind of liturgical.
Okay, I have heard a writer describe St. Paul when he's talking about run the race.
Yes.
And that liturgical event of the stadium, of the gathering of people, similar to the kingdom of God.
Right. So what happened? Okay, so there's tailgating, right? People wear special things, right? People wear stuff to football game they don't wear at any other time, right? You don't paint your face to go to work, you know?
Some would say.
There are certain things that happen at an OSU football game that don't happen anywhere else on campus.
Agree.
Right? Those people with the big paddles.
Paddle people?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're not going to see that anywhere else. Right?
No,
you see it at an OSU football game, right? Bullet, the horse that comes flying out of the tunnel whenever OSU scores, right? Bullet doesn't, I mean, I don't know. You're on campus more than me. Is Bullet hanging out on campus?
No.
No. Bullet comes out when there's a touchdown, right?
Bullet's driven in from
our main man, Dave Hunsiker, right? Parishioner, Catholic.
Lector at Mass.
He's also in charge of, he helps us record the Mass. So we can put it on the radio, which comes on right after this on Sunday mornings. He's got certain phrases, right?
Pistols firing.
When OSU scores a touchdown and Hunsiker gets all excited and raises his voice and yells, pistols firing, touchdown, right? That's at a certain...
I got goosebumps
at
right
a certain
now.
time, in a certain thing, right? That thing is only said in this special moment. OSU football is liturgical. That's the argument I'm making. What do you think?
Well, I was caught off guard.
Because I have more. Go ahead.
I was caught off guard, and I think that you're right. Analogies, there is a, sort of
a liturgy to it?
What? I said the analogies do have like a limit to them. So it's not analogous. It's not equal like, so I went to a football game, and it was at 5:30. Does that count as Mass? And I had a pretzel and a bratwurst and a beer. Does that count, Father? But I listened to the readings while I was there. No, that doesn't count. I like the idea where you're going with this, how these events have similar preparations, similar activities. They don't mirror themselves, but there is a structure to it. Because without the structure of this thing, the football game doesn't happen.
Right. So what if they just said the OSU game is going to be sometime on Saturday?
That would be disappointing.
That would be totally lame, right? It has a particular time at which it starts. Mm-hmm. So you get into the stadium, right? You come into the stadium. Who is there? Who's there?
Players.
Right? So you got
coaches.
You got your players, you got your coaches, officials.
Camera crews.
You got your TV people, right?
Okay. Popcorn.
But in a sense, and this is where it falls short a little bit, but so only like ticket holders get in, right? In Catholicism, right? Anybody can come. Right, anybody. Yeah. It's not there's nobody sort of checking IDs at the door, So that's not the same.
Show me your rosary.
But I would say this. It's a wide variety of people, right? So you have there's babies at games, little kids, certainly college students, lots of them. Certain people have certain roles to play, right? We got head coaches, you got players, we got music. What?
You get those people that carry the little signs that they change it between 1, 2, 3, and 4.
The down markers.
Yeah, the down marker guys.
Yeah, right. So anyway, it's like a liturgy, right? Colors, certain colors. Home team, away team.
Oh yeah.
How
Oh,
about
like the liturgical seasons.
Yes. And there's certain special occasions where certain uniforms come out.
Right. So would you say the people that change the down markers, those are like the ushers?
Now, football games have ushers
Oh, they have ushers in the stand.
who seat you. They look at your seat and make sure you're in the right place.
Not
Which
cheating.
I guess you could say at church. I mean, if someone rolled up and tried to sit in my seat at Mass, we'd have a problem, right?
If someone tried to roll up, well, you know what?
Tried to sit where I'm supposed to sit?
There are those people who do show up at church and they scowl and give the stinky eye to people who are sitting in their seat.
I don't like those people. That's no good. Okay, here's the other thing. Catholicism and football, right? A set of rules. A set of rules. Imagine if they tried to sit down before every game and like make up new rules. That would be no good. Imagine what would football be like with no rules?
Football, it would be chaos.
It would not be football.
It would not be ordered and
Right.
ordered.
What if
and controlled and
what if
governed.
one team had a certain set of rules and the other team had a different set of rules? Or the rules changed week to week. No good, right? So we got these rules, right? And the rules actually, Bishop Barron always makes this, he talks about golf. I think he talks about golf too much. That's just me. The rules actually give the players the freedom to play. Your thoughts?
On just that phrase?
Yes. That rules bring about freedom.
Oh, that is true. I 100% agree.
Is that
because-
true in life too?
No, that is true in life because then you're permitted to you do these things and not these. You train for this event
Yep.
according to this structure, and not going into it and be like, "Oh, this is the 1500. I thought this was the three-legged race." Like, can we run a three-legged race
Yeah.
too and run it 200 instead of 1500?
Right. What if you tried to dribble the football
that would be
no
that'd be
good.
called Australian
or
rules
hit it
football.
with a golf club?
Oh, that's nothing.
Not good, right? So the rules actually bring about the freedom to flourish on the football field. Same is true of the moral law, the moral life of the church.
Huh.
Yeah?
Yeah, because
Uh-huh.
if you change the rules all the time, then how would you get people into the NFL to say this person is an outstanding running back or this person is an outstanding wide receiver or these
You wouldn't
linemen?
know if there were no rules.
Yeah, because there's nothing to standards to put as a standard measure for
Exactly.
a success.
Okay, there's hierarchy.
Wow, you've thought about this.
How about that?
Whoa, time out for a second. Time out. Beep.
This is like football.
This is a
You're
television.
taking a
Television.
timeout.
I'm taking a television
TV
timeout
timeout?
when the
Yeah.
person runs out in the red
In the
shirt.
red, and it holds up the little sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long you been thinking about
Not
this?
at all. Not
Because
at all. Like yesterday.
Your face is beaming with zeal, almost as excited when you found your baseball card collection.
Oh, that was a good day.
Yes.
Oh boy. Now you got me going on that.
Yeah.
No, I thought about this for like 5 minutes yesterday.
Oh, I thought you put a lot more.
No, because we
research
were
in.
talking about like what do we want to, like what do we want?
Don't
the show
tell the
to
people that we
show?
choose the day before.
Or the day of,
Whoa.
or 5 minutes before.
No way.
No, we usually think it out a little bit. Okay, but anyway, hierarchy, right?
Okay.
So within a team, right? The third string long snapper like doesn't make the schedule, right? Who makes the schedule?
The scheduling people.
The scheduling people, the athletic director and his or her staff, right?
Uh-huh.
And so there's like there's being a player, but being a player doesn't mean that you are the ones like you're like making all the rules. Anyway, so there's a hierarchy of things. We have coaches. You have a head coach. You got assistant coaches.
Is that like the Pope?
You got grad assistants. You got players. You got managers.
And how does that go into the church then?
Well, same thing. I mean, we're the church by its very nature is hierarchical.
Explain what that means.
That we have levels of leadership. That not everyone is in charge.
Oh, go on, because some people don't even know
Well,
what.
I mean, it's okay. So we have we have a pope, right? It's the successor of St. Peter. We have bishops. We have We have priests, we have deacons, we have people, people even
superiors of religious orders.
Yes, but even within, at St. John's, there's like certain, like who's in charge of St. John's?
Me.
You are, right?
Yes.
Right.
Sir.
The buck stops with you, but you have help, right? It's not not everything is on you. You have focused missionaries, you have a staff, you have a student leadership council, right?
You know a lot about my parish.
Well, yeah, you and I talk from time to time.
But sneak it in.
I secretly want your job. Do you want to switch?
No.
Oh, I'm going to petition the bishop that you and I switch places starting next year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Anyway, there's hierarchy, right?
Yeah.
And the same is true on the on the football field. There's teamwork. Right? Teamwork makes the dream work.
Okay.
Father.
So how does teamwork?
What if there were no teamwork in football?
People would just be doing their own thing.
We were just talking about this with a mom in my parish, and her son is playing football for the first time. And one of the reasons he wants to play is because he's tired. He wants to play a team sport. Right? So if there's no teamwork, football doesn't work. If somebody says, this team is all about me, I'm going to do what I want when I want, it's not going to work. Right? Same is true in the church. Am I right or am I right?
You are right. I remember back in the Olympics when the first couple of games, you're like, how did we get beat by Nigeria?
You remember that? Our basketball team? What was up with that?
And I think it was they didn't know how to play well as a team.
Yeah.
And
the Nigerian team had been together.
Or the team from, who's the shooting guard from Dallas?
Luka?
Yeah. He's from Slovenia or something like that.
Yeah. Maybe.
And those guys had been playing since they were like 12 or 13 years old.
Yep. We were a group of individuals masquerading as a team. Is that how we are in the church sometimes? I think so.
Yes.
And it's not good. So football, they got to have teamwork. In the church, we got to have teamwork, right? Everybody playing their very important role, right? Clergy, laity. I'm
gonna give you one thing they both share, and it does not need an explanation. They both share the Hail Mary.
Oh, see? Now
How
we're,
sick
now
is that?
we're talking. I did not think of that.
How did football get a Hail Mary?
I don't know. They stole it. Cultural appropriation.
Because I thought Notre Dame came up with the forward pass.
I don't know. I don't know football history.
I've heard some of that history where, like, who came up with the forward pass because it was a running game, much like rugby was.
Maybe there were girls playing, and the quarterback's name was Mary.
I've heard that it was Hail Mary. It was like a desperate, like, the only one who's going to help you with this is the Blessed Virgin Mary.
All right, we'll look that up.
Or it takes that long to fly in the air that you can pray a Hail Mary.
We'll get back to you on the origin. Or everyone just Google it. We're not going to tell you. Google the origins of the Hail Mary in football. Okay, and finally, this is my final.
There's still more?
My final analogy is that in football and in the church, we have a Hall of Fame. Huh?
Oh my gosh. You were bored on that flight.
Is this
Go on.
Is this right? So if you go to OSU, you go to Gallagher-Iba, you go to Boone Pickens Stadium, right? You walk on the ground floor, right? You go in there, and what's in there, right? Like, I don't know what we call it, a Hall of Champions. But in there, what's in there? Memorabilia, old stuff, Barry Sanders football.
Coach John Smith's medals.
John Smith's gold medals. You walk, the softball team when they won something, right? There's the bat. There's the ball that was used. All this stuff from bowl games, right? What are those? They're like relics. They're like the relics of like the holy people of OSU. These sacred moments in the life of OSU athletics, right?
Yes.
And then you have certain people that OSU has said, these people are distinguished. These people have risen above. Right? How many people have played football at OSU in its 100-year history? A lot.
Probably.
I mean, thousands, right? But who do we know? Who do you know? Can you name them all? No.
Can't name.
But can you name? You can name Barry Sanders. And you can name Thurman Thomas, and you can name Hartley Dykes, and Mason Rudolph, and Chuba, and you got all these like really kind of famous people who have had these kind of distinguished careers. Anyway, we do the same thing in the church, right?
Wow.
How many Catholics have there ever been?
Billions.
Billions, right? But there's a certain number that we say, guys, this is who you want to be like.
I want to be like Mike.
I want to be like St. Michael. Yeah. I want to be like Elizabeth Ann Seton and Damien of Molokai and St. John the Evangelist and Francis Xavier. It's the Hall of Fame. The Saints.
The Saints are the Hall of Fame.
Isn't that great?
And so they have.
Do you think I'm weird?
Where's the Football Hall of Fame?
The football, well,
Canton, Ohio?
The College Football Hall of Fame is in South Bend, Indiana.
Where's the Pro
Football Hall of Fame is in Canton, Ohio.
Canton, Ohio. Okay, I got that right. So is Canton, Ohio, what's the equivalent in the church?
The Communion of Saints.
No, like what's the town? Is it heaven or is it St. Peter's and Rome? Or is that Packer Stadium?
The equivalent of I would say in this church, our Hall of Fame does not have a physical location other than heaven.
Wow.
Yeah?
So what's football's basilica?
I mean, in Stillwater, it's Boone Pickens Stadium.
Yeah, give me another one. What's like the shrine that everybody wants to go watch a football game to?
You could say like Lambeau Field, Green Bay. You could say, Cowboy Stadium, Notre Dame Stadium.
Mm.
I mean, there's certain kind of places that are your very distinguished. Your Vatican, if you will. Okay, and I have thought of one more.
Whoa.
And that is...
Whoa, hold on. Let me prepare for
this.
We
got 3 minutes left. Here we go. You ready?
Go.
What do you think I'm going to say?
I think you're going to say sacraments.
Oh, tell me about that. What does that mean?
No, I just thought like there's like different...
No, I'm talking about the prize. What's it all for? Right? What is the goal of Oklahoma State football? Right? Of course, we want to educate these young men. We want them to succeed in life. We want them to grow and to be distinguished, men, contributors to society. What is the ultimate goal? If you said to Coach Gundy, what is your goal this year? He's going to say?
Win games.
Win how many games?
At least 10.
No, he's going to say he wants to win all of them.
Aren't there 10 games?
We want to win a national championship.
Oh, 12
we want to win
games.
a national championship.
Okay.
Right? What's the goal of going to church?
To win the kingdom of God?
To win. Run so as to win, St. Paul says. What's the ultimate goal of life? What is our life for?
To be assumed into heaven.
To know God, to love God, to serve God.
In this life.
In this life, in order to?
Attain eternal salvation.
To be with him in the next, for all eternity. What do you think of that? That was my little 5-minute brainstorm yesterday on
that
football.
Turned into
football and Catholicism.
29.5-minute podcast.
Isn't that great? Isn't that kind of fun?
It is.
There's more to be said here, but that was just my little.
I like your ability to expand on one.
Next week we're doing baseball.
One ridiculous idea expanded upon for 30
And then
minutes.
the week after that, bowling.
How Catholicism and bowling.
The pins are like your sins.
You knock them down.
And the ball is Jesus and knocks them down.
What about the cheese dip in the little plastic tray? What's that?
Yes, that is...
Don't say it. I was waiting for you. I was baiting you.
So you got to run so as to win. The ultimate prize, right? So our goal is a football player to be big and strong. For us, is to grow in holiness day by day in order that we might achieve eternal life with God. Isn't that great?
Wow. That is very impressive.
So, go Pokes. We play Missouri State this week. Then we're playing University of Tulsa. Are you excited for that?
I am not.
You used to be there.
I know.
You used to be the priest. Who do you root for?
I root for OSU.
Putting you on the spot. All right. Well, that's all we have time for.
Wow.
That was our little riff.
Another installment
on football and Catholicism. But anyway, we hope everybody enjoys the game. If you're coming to the game, come for Mass. We're having Saturday morning 9 a.m. Mass. Our weekend schedule. Your schedule is Saturday.
We have Saturday night at 4 p.m.
Saturday night at 4.
And then 2 at Sunday.
And Sunday at 10 and at 4. Check out our websites. Have a great week, everyone. We'll see you later. God bless.